Hey everybody, how's it going? You're listening to Reptiles with Yoshi.
And Alex in the same t-shirt.
Yeah, we're still wearing the same fucking clothes. Alrighty, if you're listening and want to watch, you can check us out on YouTube as Modern Reptile. And if you're watching and want to listen, we're on pretty much every single streaming platform that matters. Alex, how are you doing today?
I'm doing the same as I was 15 minutes ago.
Hell yeah. What is
But
he
yeah,
talking about? If you just tuned in right now for the first time, we're recording a bunch of podcasts today. We're recording a bunch of content because Alex is going to be out for 2 weeks. Between that and some of the prep that we're doing for a big expo, Daytona, the NRBE, the National Reptile Breeders Expo, we're just trying to get as much done as we can to prepare while we're going to have to take some weeks off. We don't know if this portion of the podcast, the ball pythons or the modern reptile stuff, is going to come out every week or every other week, but we said fuck it, let's wear the same clothes on all these podcasts because we're dirty motherfuckers, right Alex?
Yep.
Bringing
right. You the content you want.
Yep, dirty boys. All right, so today we're going to talk MorphMarket. Why are we going to talk MorphMarket? Well, there's a lot of stuff going on.
It's morphing.
MorphMarket literally is morphing. I'm going to talk a little bit about some gripes that I have with MorphMarket. Let Alex know some of the stuff that I've heard that is going on. See how he feels. I'm going to show him some of the updates. And I figured this would be a good topic to cover because, if you've been on MorphMarket recently, you've seen that it's changing a lot, which is good. There's some bad stuff, but, I figured it's a good topic of conversation depending on what facet of the industry or business that you're in, right? So, first and foremost, before we get into some of the details of MorphMarket, I figured, hey, let's talk about some of the cool new ball python things that are coming up. Let's talk some genes. I went ahead and
Shit, you can buy acid on here?
You could buy acid and arroyo, dude. You can buy lace, dude, like fucking when you get laced with some shit. All right, so good thing about MorphMarket is that it's become almost like what World of Ball Python was for a lot of people, where when we first started, it was kind of like MorphMarket infancy. So we would spend hours and hours and hours like genetic wizard, like if I bred this with that, what would I get? And then, oh, look at all these pictures, And then it was a database, and that's kind of what MorphMarket did. They cleaned it up a little bit. They made a database for these animals, and the good thing was for them and for the business owners is that you get to, make it like do your genetic wizard thing. Like I want to breed that to this, and then you're like, oh, it's gonna produce this, and you can click it and go straight to the listings of those animals.
Click it or ticket.
Click it or ticket, dude, and then you can buy them, and it's good for it definitely has helped the business. And as a matter of fact, it's crazy to think that MorphMarket is almost like the driving force of this industry right now. Everybody's on MorphMarket. If you're not on MorphMarket, you're either on Fauna and Kink Snake, and if you're only on Fauna and Kink Snake, you're probably old and not listening to this. And if you are listening to this and you're not on MorphMarket and you're old and you're on Fauna and Kink Snake, I'm sorry, but also not sorry. So anywho,
damn, now you say that, I haven't gone on that in a while. Jesus.
Yeah, I actually go on Fauna and Kink Snake every week only because my job. My job, since I do e-commerce stuff, like I have to post listings there for the people that haven't visited, MorphMarket.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been on.
Yeah, on Fauna or King. Well, did you ever even go on King Snake?
I have.
Yeah,
I have before. Yeah.
That one is like the worst. I'm sorry, and also not sorry.
The Fauna is dope. I've always liked that one. I haven't gone in a while. So.
I do like Fauna for like very niche things. I would say that MorphMarket is much more for the common stuff. It's still developing, but like the niche stuff, like if you want to find some funky turtles, Fauna. If you want to find some like really rare, like let's say very like specific kind of like maybe like an olive python that's like well started, or like a very specific monitor, like I would say the Fauna is probably the best place to start because MorphMarket probably has the more common stuff like your import this, your water monitor, your Savannah monitor, just because people get that shit in all the time.
Plus, you find more like people posting like a collection or a group or whatever. You find that on there more.
Yeah, and if you're like, let's say, not a flipper but a retailer or a breeder that purchases things to keep some of the stuff and sell the other stuff, Fauna is a good place to do that because, like he said, people put everything, and then you could offer group deals, etc. But I figured let's talk a little bit about some of these mutations real quick. let's see what we got here. So acid, we know what acid is. It's confusion, it's static, it's the whole thing. It's the same shit. I've never heard of this shit. Cafe. The fuck? Cafe by Designer Balls. It kind of looks like a chocolate or like a raven. And it's expensive. It's fucking coffee, dude. Alright. Oh, look, they have like an import section for like just funky looking animals.
That's actually pretty interesting. I haven't seen that before.
Oh, look, import Volta locality. So Volta is a ball python that it's from an area where they get bigger. I have a coworker. I don't think he's gonna listen to this, but if he does, Eric, I'm talking about you. That he tells people that ball pythons only get 3 to 4 feet, and I'm like, Eric, no, they fucking don't. He's like, oh, but on average, and I'm like, okay, so if I ask you how tall a person gets, are you gonna say, oh, they usually get like 5'3" to 5'8"? Because that's like average. It's like, no, dude, like people grow way over 6 feet, and like me, I'm under 5'3", so you don't fucking give like just like a random average. Like, yeah, you could say they get around 4 to 5 feet, but some ball pythons can get 6 foot, and some maybe even a little bit more.
Someone sounds really mad about this.
Yeah, because I literally argue with him about this shit like every day. All right, so as we see here, they have all of these fucking mutations. They're they
got the sauce.
That's a new thing. Sauce. Let's see what they got. Sauce ball python by Dapper Pythons. It looks like a fire.
It really kind of does.
Yeah, it's a fire. Sorry, guys. I'm not trying to talk shit, but it looks like a fire.
Panther. What the fuck is a panther?
Do they have any of the bolt stuff? No, they don't have any bolt stuff. That bolt stuff is like, it looks like spider, and then like there's all this controversy shit going on. Oh, they have a section for male maker. Do they have a section for female maker? Let me see. F. They don't have one for female maker. Oh, they do right here.
Let's click on that.
The reason why I'm like flipping out right now is because I have some banana ball pythons that are female makers that they're listed that I have not, that we don't get any traction on.
And now you're realizing.
Yeah. I need to label it as a female maker. Okay.
See, you learn things as you.
Yep. Microscale. There's so we spoke about monarch and stuff like that. What's a mosaic? Mosaic looks like nothing right now. Nothing that I can see. I'd have to see it in person. I'm actually going through this stuff and I'm like, dude, there's a lot of things here that I've never even fucking heard of. Like, is everybody just making shit up or are they real things?
Oh, look, there's a redhead. Do the carpets match the drapes?
Nice. Got him.
That's really mean. People don't say that. Well, you shouldn't say that.
No, just say it. Fuck it. I'm kidding.
I don't understand why people say that though. It's like it's that is pretty nice.
Yeah, we just clicked on migraine. There's an Enchi pastel head migraine.
That's what I have now.
Because he's hungover. All right.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
$2,300.
Dude, yeah. Somebody says, well, it's a Moda ball python. Moda ball python. I don't fucking know.
There's a lot of stuff that we didn't even know.
Yeah, there are. I was hoping to like click on this and just be like, oh yeah, look at all these new genes that are coming out, things that might be cool. Banded Banta. There's not even a picture of this thing. All right. Anywho, so MorphMarket is a really good place, as we were talking about. To do what we just did, to look at everything. This is not a promotion for MorphMarket. This is not sponsored by MorphMarket. As a matter of fact, I'm only going over some of the nice things about MorphMarket before I start talking about the things that I don't favor about MorphMarket. Sorry, MorphMarket supporters, if you're listening to this and you're like, fuck you. I'm not trying to do that right now. So,
I mean, we are MorphMarket supporters in a sense.
Yeah. So Morphpedia is, oh, look at that. They have pretty much what World of Ball Python is, but for a lot of other things, more than just ball pythons, which is great for somebody who's getting into this shit and really wants to learn about certain things. They have a good section for news where, news and community, where it's pretty much blog style things. And then, of course, they promote the stores and all that jazz. I just flicked off somebody that I saw here on MorphMarket. Not going to say who it is.
Wait, show me who it is. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and not because...
Well, you don't got to say about it here.
All right, so... Okay, so now let's get into some of the gripes that I have about MorphMarket. Let's go into...
Grapes? Grapes are great.
Let's go into a ball python listing right now. Let's go here. Let's click... Okay, no. You know what? Let's start with something very specific. As a matter of fact, I'll click on one of the sellers that I know. I'm not going to say who it is. Lick my booty. let's see. Let's click here. Public view. All right. So we're looking at a MorphMarket ad, okay? And the good thing about these MorphMarket ads is that they have all the information you need, okay? So if you're going to be inquiring on MorphMarket, please read the description and all this stuff, okay? So the good thing about MorphMarket is that they make it real easy. It's pretty much become like the Amazon for reptiles, right? You could look at the store policy, obviously. You can read the description. You have shipping prices. You have the price of the animal. And there's a specific thing that I want to point out here. Where is it? Let me see.
I wouldn't know because I don't know what you're going for.
So as a matter of fact, this doesn't have it. Oh, somebody did a wrong listing here. So what they have a button when you're uploading an ad on MorphMarket that allows you to put if it's the exact photo of the animal. Okay? So you can click it if it's the exact photo and it won't say anything. If it's not the exact photo and you click it off, there will be like a warning here for people that are buying the animal saying this is a representation of the animal. This is not the exact animal photo, right? Which then people will get inquiries about, hey, like, you know, can I get pictures? Some sellers will send you pictures. Some sellers, it doesn't work with their business model. They cannot send you pictures, okay?
Yeah.
But I found out that MorphMarket is going to put an option there to make that it will allow sellers it'll allow customers to pick only show animals that have actual, like only show listings with animals with actual pictures kind of thing. Which made me think, because I've had a couple things and I've been pretty verbal about it, about how I don't like that MorphMarket almost makes you abide, like it almost makes you like run your business the way that they want you to run your business, and of course, free country, it's their platform to do things clean.
That matters.
And I do think that they do a good job of supporting the people that do good things. But I did have a gripe with that. I don't like that that you're going to pretty much rule out a certain kind of seller just because they don't have the capacity or the ability to put exact photos, for example.
I mean, I don't like that either. No, I'm hearing everything at the same time that the people are hearing it. When you say that, I probably put a face because I was like, why? Because if I produce 300 blue-eyed Lucies and that's my business, why do I have to make a thing for each one of them when you know what it is?
Exactly. Right?
Like, I don't know. And then I feel like they're going to force you, which is what you were saying. They're going to force you to do it because... And I get it from like the consumer end, like you're gonna want to see the animal that you want to see.
Yeah.
So if you click on it to take it off, then for me as a consumer, I'm like, okay, I take it off and whatever. But as like a business, like you're cutting off everybody else that did it like that.
Exactly. And this is the thing. So as a consumer, honestly, I want to see the animal. I'm a breeder, right?
Yeah.
I want to see the exact animal, sure. So I'm not trying to come off as hypocritical, but that's the reality. The problem is that I know the difference between a reptile breeder and a reptile like distributor, reptile shop, etc. And this is gonna cut out some of the distributors and shops that they have 1,000 animals that they cannot photograph. They have 3,000 animals they cannot photograph. 3,000 individual listings. It just doesn't work with a certain kind of business model. And I feel like MorphMarket has become a thing just for breeders that aren't large scale.
Yeah, like for us, it's not really necessarily going to affect us too much because we have...
Yeah.
We have like a little thing here going for us.
We produce maybe 300 animals.
Bro, I can't imagine... Let's say somebody that's a breeder. I'm using blue-eyed Lucies again, but somebody that's a breeder that breeds everything that they breed normal, but they breed blue-eyed Lucies a crap ton. Why would I put? I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't really. It makes sense to not do that. You know. Like,
and what is that gonna make? That's gonna make one of two things. That's gonna make the people that cannot take individual photos of all their animals just click the button just because they want to click the button because they need to compete. And that's going to suck. And then more and more people are going to complain like, this isn't the exact animal that I received. And it's going to create a shitty situation in my opinion. And I think that, in general, MorphMarket, sorry guys, but it's kind of become like a little bit of a popularity contest. It's become a social media, which is not what MorphMarket was when I really fell in love with MorphMarket, which was an open platform where everybody was equal. And that does not mean that you shouldn't do a lot to stand out. Okay, because obviously we're recording YouTube videos, we're recording this podcast. I price my animals fairly. I take individual photos of the animals. We put in the work. And obviously there's people that are more popular than us. There's people that are more this and that. But what MorphMarket was a place where the little guy and the big guy can stand next to each other and compete. But now the way that things are moving to is that the big guy gets favored because he has more followers, more likes, even if his quality sucks, just because he might have a little bit of a say in this, or is friends with this person, or is in the circle of this person, they're gonna get favored, and that kind of fucking blows, man. Because it's, in my opinion, and I don't know if you feel the same way, but it was a place for everybody to stand equally and put, and the big guys, they're gonna make their money regardless, because they're gonna have very expensive animals, they're gonna this and that and that and this, and obviously, regardless, people are, whenever I scroll on MorphMarket, the reality is that the first thing that I click is least expensive first, not because of anything, but I want to be able to compare prices and see quality of animals as the prices are getting compared, so it's kind of like it's unfavorable for me. Something else that happened with us, for example, is that we had pre-order stuff, at one point where we were allowing pre-sales for blue-eyed Lucies because we produce a lot of blue-eyed Lucies, and obviously we don't sell animals that are unfavorable, unhealthy. Like, we have a way for you to get your money back if the animal's not doing well. We have, different things that I really, really put into a lot of thought into, so that way it can work for sellers, and I very transparently will explain, like, no, like, this is how you get your animal, this is how long it takes, whatever. If you don't get it by this time, if your animal's not doing this, you get your money back, you can use it for whatever. And I'm very fair and I'm very transparent with those things, but we got complained to on MorphMarket, and we got flagged because they were like, oh, it goes against our terms because you cannot sell animals that are not ready to ship, which in my opinion is fucking bullshit, because this should be an open platform, and because of that, I've gotten together with a couple people about doing, providing that kind of thing, an open platform that'll work similar to that, to what MorphMarket is, but just a place where you can run your business freely. And I know there's a million competitions with or there's always new, like, oh, Herpville or thisville or that, or Reptify now that's out there that'll help, that is competition for MorphMarket. But honestly, the more the merrier, because there's Amazon.com, there's Walmart, there's fucking eBay, there's Etsy, there's different places for you to put your stuff up. I just don't think that if you're listening to this and you primarily put your shit on MorphMarket, I don't think MorphMarket should be the only place. I don't, because clearly, it's, in my opinion, it's become a social platform, which is shitty for the smaller breeders that produce quality. And I think that we fall into that category, that we, in my opinion, produce some nice stuff, and we really do take the time to get everything done. And, not, honestly, more and more, I see that we're getting less and less inquiries, in a time of the year where I'm used to seeing a certain kind of inquiries, just because, not because, I'm not just from my experience with this business, but also with the companies that I've worked for, which are large companies. So I just think it's crazy the way that things are going. How do you feel?
I mean, I think you hit everything.
Yeah. I just went off on a rant. I was just...
No, but I mean, I feel like... No, it's true. I mean... I don't know. It just doesn't make... It's what you're saying, that, you're used to a certain amount of traffic, a certain amount of times in the year, and all of a sudden you're not getting it. That means there's something changing that's not the same. And sometimes change is good and sometimes change isn't good. Yeah. And I wouldn't doubt that maybe they fix some things when they get complaints, and it is what it is, and they end up fixing it. But like you said, there's a million different tire shops if you want to get a tire. There's a million different Amazon and Walmart and all that stuff, stores that you can get whatever you want or whatever. So it's not a bad thing to have a bunch of different platforms to buy or sell these animals from. Yeah.
And I just want to say, like, this isn't like a hit on fucking whoever is, the people that are changing MorphMarket, the people that are working on it. Like, this isn't a hit to them, and I'm not trying to talk shit. I'm just giving you guys my honest take on where the things are at with that, and I don't want to sound like I'm fucking complaining like a little bitch, but I'm just giving my gripes about this thing, which it kind of sucks because I just believe that there's big guys, middle, and little, and the little guys are kind of getting shat. They're kind of getting shat on, which kind of sucks, because it's like the newer people in the industry that I wish that they would have a good time, And oh look, Alex just pulled up something on MorphMarket that it shows you events and stuff like that.
That's pretty cool.
Which I think that's also cool.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like it's not a hit thing to like MorphMarket. We're just saying the things that that we think could probably be better. But at the end of the day, it's not like we don't use it or that we're gonna stop using it or anything.
Yeah.
But
we
think should diversify. That's what you would say, right?
Yeah, diversify.
Yeah. Into different things.
Yeah. I think that the guy that runs MorphMarket, he has a solid team, and he does a really good job. He really does of listening to people's opinions, and he'll go to like reptile shows and talk to the vendors, the breeders, the sellers, the the shops to get like their input and stuff like that. But I kind of just want to know your opinion, guys. If you feel the same, guys and gals, sorry. If you feel the same as us, or if you feel differently, send us a message on Instagram, Modern Reptile Shop. Just kind of let us know where you're at with those things. I really do want to know, and maybe if we all kind of feel similar about this, maybe we can make a little bit of noise to it, and see what we can do to either change it or maybe do something that's a little bit more favorable to the smaller guys. I just don't appreciate that it's almost like it's becoming another social media that we all need to compete on. You were saying?
No, I was just gonna say, because there's sometimes we may think about something a certain way, and we always like hearing what people say because maybe there's something that we can do that's a little bit different on there that'll probably get us more traction or something, or that somebody hears this and, hey, look, this is what I do, this works for me. Businesses are all about adapting and so.
Or maybe, maybe we gotta start adapting, and maybe we gotta do super clickbaity fucking things and get bit by every fucking snake that we have here, so that way we get a huge following, and then everybody hates us. Yeah, no, I feel that. I feel that big time. Except for whenever I clickbait on our YouTube channel, that's okay, right? All right. Anything else you want to say before we get the fuck out of here?
No, you hit on everything. You really hit on everything.
Sorry, guys. I didn't realize how much I felt about it.
No, and I heard everything now while you were telling me, so it's like, I don't know.
But regardless, I think that because, and this is the part where, where after we complain, we have to sit down and like bite our fucking tongues and be like, oh, get angry. But because of this, we have to conform a little bit because we're a business, right? So now there are going to be changes to the way that we do things, and there are going to be changes, whatever, so that way we can stick out a little bit more on MorphMarket, right? But that doesn't mean we can't have gripes. So please let us know how you feel. Anything else?
Yeah, and also let us know if there's anything that you want us to do or think we should be doing.
Exactly. Alrighty, guys. This was the Reptiles with podcast by Modern Reptile. Later.